She didn't want a divorce. She wanted him dead.
Weeks, maybe longer. She's had her couples trip planned with her boyfriend.
A pageant queen accused of hiring a hitman to murder her NFL husband. And it was all falling apart on camera weeks before anyone knew.
I'm taking my kids, my 3 boys, to the Bahamas this morning.
Our kids.
Our kids. Yesterday, she sent a message saying that she's going to change her plans and now get on the airplane with me and the kids to go to the Bahamas.
That I own too,
And
by the
when we
way.
land, she's going to go to her boyfriend.
Elsewhere.
And me and the kids are going to her house. And I told her about supporting that. And you're not getting on the airplane. That can mess with the kids' heads. And it's just something I'm not going to do. Well, I own 50% of an airplane. She, on paper, owns 25 of that. And majority owner, the other 50% owner, and myself are both in agreement to not have it on the airplane. So 75% says, we don't want you on the plane.
According to the authorities, Lindsay sent a photo of her husband with the words, "Kill him." And the chilling part, that message was allegedly sent the very same day police were standing in her driveway in Georgia, filming the footage that you just watched.
I'm going to tell you both, like I told you a minute ago, y'all are filed for divorce, okay? In situations like this, the best thing that we always recommend is y'all separate. Don't just separate from each other. You don't need to be going on vacation together if you file for divorce and it's obviously a volatile situation.
Right.
That, I mean, I don't know how else to put it other than that, okay? As far as the pushing and shoving, say Georgia advises that you put your hands on each other, that is an act of simple assault and you can be arrested on that for family violence, okay? You're saying you did, he's saying you didn't. So I can't sit here. It's a he said, she said situation. We run into it all the time. So what's gonna...
all of the people that I know, if I'm an aggressive or abusive person.
You want me to show them the photos?
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen today. I'm gonna generate a report that we were out here and that we made contact with the both of you. I'm gonna generate a report that states you said he physically moved you away from the vehicle by pushing you away from the vehicle. You say, I didn't do that. I opened the back hatch of the vehicle, got suitcases out.
Suitcase, and she stepped in front saying you're not grabbing me and moved me out of the way.
Exactly. And I
move you, Robert, for God's sake.
that we're not going to go back and forth. That's how we're going to do that. My next, I mean, I can't tell her she can't go on vacation with you. Okay, it's marital property. That's that.
Pilot already said.
Okay, it's all gonna be that's all gonna be civil issues.
Since I own this vehicle and it's solely in my name.
It's marital property right now. She still has access to it.
Okay, I understand she has access to it, but can I not get my kids' suitcases out of the back?
Yes.
You can get your children's property
That's
out
what
of
I
it.
So he can get the kid stuff out of my car.
It's marital property. And I don't have any paperwork saying that he's not allowed access to the children's property.
He's just not able to move me out of the way to get it. Right.
They'd both filed for divorce and were still living under the same roof. She tells the officers her husband physically moved her away from her car and that he'd been aggressive before. He denies touching her. The two of them argue over suitcases, over the kids, over a private jet that she's no longer allowed to board. It's tense, it's bitter, and completely out in the open. But none of the officers standing there know what's really going on behind it. Here's what was happening behind the scenes. On trips to the Bahamas, Lindsay had started an affair with a 28-year-old bartender. When Robert found out, he hired a private investigator. That investigator got the photos, and he cut her off. She no longer had access to the vacation home, the jet, and then filed for divorce, citing adultery. Lindsay, prosecutors say, had become completely obsessed with this other man. Then came the part that turned a messy divorce into an international criminal case. Bahamian police were investigating a break-in at a bar where the boyfriend worked. They searched the staff's phones, and what they found allegedly stopped them cold. Messages between Lindsay, her boyfriend, and a third man. planning to kill her husband, Robert. According to the authorities, Lindsay sent a photo of her husband with the words, "Kill him." And the chilling part, that message was allegedly sent the very same day police were standing in her driveway in Georgia, filming the footage that you just watched. Robert was warned by the Bahamian police and immediately flew back to the United States with the kids. Lindsay and the two men were arrested and charged in a murder for hire case, facing decades in prison, and in her interview, she denied the messages and then admitted sending them. But she claimed she was only venting and never truly meant any harm, and she pleaded not guilty. She had the mansion, the jet, the picture-perfect family, and a text message that may cost her the rest of her life now.
She's the former beauty queen accused of plotting to kill her wealthy husband. Now her lover, who faces charges of conspiring with her to commit murder, is breaking his silence to Inside Edition. Adrian Bethel and Lindsay Shiver acknowledge they were having an affair while Lindsay was married to estranged husband Robert.
People have been taking me for a thieving, murdering homewrecker so far. So I really don't like that. The only way that I'm going to be able to clear it up is in court.
I spoke with the 29-year-old bartender shortly after he and Lindsay Shiver appeared in a Bahamian court on a conspiracy charge.
We're hopeful.
You're hopeful?
Yes.
I think we're going to be fine. Just when it's going to finally happen is what's scary.
Bethel says his relationship with 37-year-old Lindsay was no secret. They met in the Bahamas, where the Shivers, who live in Georgia, have a vacation house.
When we started dating, she was legally separated from Robert. It's like we weren't hiding anything.
This police body cam video was taken the
So
day the
what's going
Shivers
on? Y'all are
were supposed to
separated, or
leave
what-
on
what's the
vacation.
deal?
Cops in Georgia were called to settle a domestic dispute. You can hear Robert Shiver referencing his wife's relationship.
And when we land, she's going to go to her boyfriend.
Elsewhere.
Authorities say Lindsay sent a text saying, "Kill him." But Bethel tells me the text is being taken out of context. He says Lindsay sent it because she believed her husband had been in a bar and not taking care of their 3 children.
That was like out of anger and frustration and like a figure of speech. And so she was like mad and she was like, "Kill him." You know?
That might not hold up in court that well.
Bethel says the prosecution's case is weak.
That's what they got. And they're running with it for now.
Bethel, Lindsay, and the alleged hitman for hire have pleaded not guilty to conspiracy to murder. Bethel showed me the ankle monitor he has to wear.
Are you allowed to leave the island?
With permission.
Bethel says he and Lindsay are still seeing each other.
Do you ever regret getting involved with Lindsay?
No. No, not at all. I mean, she's a great woman and a good mother.